She made her first impression at 3 months old.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Sound speeding, beat cam speeding.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, I think. Yeah, comment mark would be
I
here.
got you.
Okay, no, I got it. You just fucked up audio. Okay, yeah, this is McKenna interview day 2. Holds. Alright, cast. If you would be so kind to come up, not hit the cameras, and start from back there.
Am I already sitting?
Yeah, you can.
And then everybody try to walk in this way to your chairs.
Which one?
Okay.
There's through here.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Hi.
You can go around front.
Guys, could you start in the
Yeah.
other room? Just completely in the other room? Okay, I'll track them and then I'll settle.
Have fun.
Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, wait, hold, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello,
Hi.
hello. Welcome. Hello.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi. Well, it's so good to see you guys. I have heard so much about the incredible journey you've been going on. You guys are the last 4. That's extremely exciting. And you guys are creating your $1 million businesses. So wow, I'm so honored to be here to talk to you guys, and just congratulations first of all. Like, this is amazing. You're 22, you're in your 20s as well. I mean, I'm 21. I'm sitting here today because I actually started my first business when I was 12. I made my first $10,000 online and was like, oh my God, this is what I want to do forever. Business is my passion, it's my dream. And now, 8 years later, I started a business with my mom during COVID when I was 17. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make you $1 million in a year. I know how to do this, I know how to do marketing and sales, and we can do this. And a year later, we hit $1 million. 16 team members later, we have a multi-million-dollar coaching business.
Wow.
And I'm excited to talk to you guys about that, because something that I faced during this journey that I was on is that no one took me serious. I mean, you guys try to hire people. I mean, you all look very young. You said you were how old?
38.
38. I mean, you talk to people who've been in business forever. You hire people in their 50s and they're like, why should I listen to you? What do you know? Have you experienced that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and when you go to hire, you talking about your PR agency. I mean, you're 22. Have you hired people for your business yet?
Yes, and it went horribly.
It did. What happened?
They just, like my cousins, they're older than me. I did a hiring event at my store and it didn't go well because they were older, they didn't respect me, and yeah, it didn't go right.
Yeah. So funny enough, so I work with my mom and we're business partners, and a lot of people always go, oh, you work for her. And I'm like, oh, I actually own 100% of this business, so let's reshape that. And I struggled a lot, and something that actually helped me, that might help you, is people would come in and they would respect my mother more than me and topple over me and try to make me look bad in her because they're like, oh, Forbes, I have to like impress her. And so then I started telling people, I sign your paycheck. If you want to get paid, I'm gonna need certain level of equivalent respect here, because Forbes has nothing to do with this. And I had to, I mean, at the end of the day, it came down to like, if you want to get paid, if you want to do a good job here, if you want to keep your job, you have to show a little bit of respect. And that's something I battled with for a really long time. It's one of the reasons I don't call my mom in the workplace. I call her Forbes, and I make it really clear. People, oh, how's your mom? I'm like, no, she's Forbes. We're in the workplace. So what else? How, being in business young, what struggles have you had?
I've had a similar experience hiring people and just not being taken seriously or listened to.
Yeah.
I think also as a woman, I've also faced issues like talking to men who are older and in business, also not being taken seriously because I think I'm a woman who's also young, so that's been tough.
Yeah, there's definitely this masculine energy you have to take on that's sometimes a bit uncomfortable. I know when I was starting off my business, I hired somebody who was in marketing. He was a man, he was about in his 50s, and wow, the attitude for everything. And it was not a fun workplace to be in. But then you have to realize you're the owner of the business. You create the workplace. You create the channel in which people talk to you. You create the policies. And when I finally took a step back. I said, I need to stop running like a little small business I started out of my garage and think corporately. I was like, okay, so I put together HR, I put together my onboarding system and my policies, and then I just referred back to that. I said, oh, well, there's a hierarchy to this, and I drew out the hierarchy and I put myself at the top, and I said, this is who we report to, this is how we do business. And when I laid it out really clear and put it on paper with my little company logo, it became really official. And everyone was like, okay, that's the policy we follow, and I found myself getting more respect. But it's something you have to fight for, and you can't let your guard down as a business owner. You want to be part of the team. You want to have that friendly energy. You're like, oh, let's go get coffee after work, and it's something that's really hard because I've always been a business owner. I've never had a job before. I've never had that kind of work environment. And as you build a team, you want that intimacy with your team, but you cannot forget your role. You cannot forget that at the end of the day, you are the boss. And you have to keep reminding your team of that, especially being young. I always have to look at them and go, hey guys, I respect you, I respect what we're doing, but like don't forget like how we run in this company. Don't forget the hierarchy in this company. When you get something done, when we get a project done, you don't send it to Forbes, you send it to me. Or what's the next step where you send it to your manager and your manager responds to me. But we don't trump people because of age. And these are all things that I have had to write in my onboarding handbook, in my policies, is literally, I know I'm 21, this is why I'm qualified to do this. If you don't respect me, please tell me now. You don't have to come in and have this overarching respect of like, oh, she's amazing, but you have to come in with something, you know? You can't come in just being like, you're young. Like, hiring people at 17 who are in their 50s, that's really hard. When you're sitting in an interview and people ask you how old you are, and I respond with, I'm pretty sure that breaks HIPAA laws.
Yeah.
I can't ask you that question. And they're like, oh, well, I was just curious. No, we're in a workplace. And I think you have all the power in your business to create the environment. That's what I love about being a business owner. And so as you hire people, creating those things, you can't forget that you have the power to create the environment that you want that supports who you are. So those are some good little thoughts for hiring a team. I've got a team of 16 people now, and man, it is so hard. And it's not hard in a bad way, but hiring people, firing people, what are some hiring challenges you guys are having?
That's the biggest part is, financial resource, and especially living in California. I'm in a debate on hiring fully remote so that I can get talent from all different parts of the country and be able to diversify the pool of applicants. People supposed to be paid well, but at the end of the day, I'm still a growing business, so I have to think about the highs and the lows of financial resources. So that's really the greatest challenge. And then, as you said, getting people that want to take me seriously, because I am a young business owner, but at the end of the day, I have a business to run and I will run it accordingly, even if that means having to fire somebody, even if they're close to me.
Yeah. So something that we're a completely virtual company, and I love it. We do info products too, so I don't do the manufacturing, which takes out a leg of my business. But we're completely virtual. I have people in the Philippines, Italy, England, all the way down into Central South America. And when I started my business, many businesses, you don't have money in the beginning. I had nothing. I make $5,000 a month, and I'm like, no one's gonna want to work for me. I'm not gonna be able to pay them. And I discovered VAs. VAs are amazing, and they're amazing in the Philippines. And there is a certain level of respect when you go overseas and you're not hiring these 40-year-old business executive professionals, and you just start, hey, let's start with an assistant. Let's start with someone younger, and you begin to learn how to build respect in the workplace, because it is a battle that, especially as women, we're always gonna face. It's just like, and as I get older, I've never had the kind of attention towards men in the workplace that was like foreign to me. And I'm like, wow, now I'm not only having to deal with that I'm young, that only people have pretty face. And they look at you, how could you be smart? How could you have an online business like that? Or just a business in general, and how you have to hold yourself up and go, no, I can, and I will. And I think the best thing that I ever did was change my mindset. When someone said, you can't do it, you can't have a business, you're a girl, you're too young for that, I said, thank you so much for giving me the motivation I need to blow it out of the park. because that's exactly what I needed to hear today to know that I'm on the right path. Because when everyone told me, oh, you're crazy, you can't do this, I was like, great, thanks for telling me I can. That's exactly what I need to go, let me just turn it the other way and use that as the fuel and motivation I need to get to where I want to go. So what else can we talk about?
And I find it hard to answer your question.
Yeah, that's fine. So Tanya can talk, and then I'll talk to McKenna.
Yeah, I do find that one of the most challenging aspect of running a business is finding staff. You know, finding quality, staff, employees that are qualified, that are committed. You know, I find it like young people, when you hire them, they tend to just not commit. You know, and there's a very high turnover of staff. So you train them, you hope that they're gonna get good, you know, that they're going to be staying with you. You tell them and teach them all the tricks, and then woof, you gotta train a new, you know. And that is a constant struggle, I find, finding the right employees that are going to be loyal and qualified enough to stay with you, but not too ambitious to the point where as soon as you teach them everything, they're gonna try to just run and, you know, start their own companies.
100%.
Yeah.
So what am I very proud of with my team is pretty much everybody on my team has been on my team for more than 2 years now. And that's
amazing.
It's a huge amount, as you guys know, in business. One of the ways I keep people around is I appeal to their lifestyle. I encourage my team to live their lives, to go out there, and I'm not like a hammer down, micro controlling boss. I'm a get it done kind of company. I said, get it done in your own time on Friday. If you have it to me, I don't care how many hours you work, I'll pay you the 40-hour work week. Let's not forget that that was made from manufacturing companies in the 1920s though. People on computers can work 60 hours a week if they want, 30 hours a week. Don't punish people for how quickly they can get the work done. But when you can appeal to their lifestyle, when you can go, okay, you have kids and you want to morning and night, you want to be able to with your kids, okay, we can work around that. And so I found when I started appealing a bit more to their lifestyles and I started appealing to their livelihood, it kept people around. And then I started giving people bonuses. I'm like, okay, if we make a lot of money doing this, why should the company only benefit? And of course you have to build your income a bit for that, but 5%, you split it around the team. I mean, an extra $500, $1,000, it might not be the most amount of money to you as the business owner, but it's a lot of money to the people who are living, month to month on their salaries. And so those kind of things, when I rewarded them, and then, you know, I'm a virtual company. Are you guys everyone in person companies here?
In person.
Okay. So as a virtual company, sometimes you forget to actually have a connection with people. And that was something that I was like, we have virtual Christmas parties. We have virtual hey, let's hang out, let's have dinner. And that was a big thing. I think people love the virtual aspect of it though. And when you understand a virtual business, you don't have an office space that you have to pay for. You don't have all of the insurances and liability that come with having a place people have to congregate for work. When you learn how to do it virtually, I think there's a level of happiness that comes with that too. And so when I focused on their livelihood a bit more than their output in work, they started sticking around a lot longer and a lot more appreciative of what we do. The other side of that is help them understand the mission. Really explain to them, why do we do this? What's the story? And then I always take the time to show my team the people that we're affecting. So we do coaching, so it's a bit more of a transformational kind of connection for that, but I go look at the lives, for your hair, when you do charity or something. If you can really demonstrate to how what they're doing has an actual effect on the world, those things matter more than just what's my job and how much I'm getting paid. Because they show that people would rather stay in a place where they're happier and the work environment better instead of getting paid more. And those are real statistics out there that I definitely changed my perspective and created a really nice environment for us.
Cool. So McKenna, just a couple talking points I think to go through. One is, I think these are the top 1.5 on this point. Everyone will be going to the final. I think you just say something like, as you guys are finishing this 60-day accelerator, whether you win or lose, your businesses go on. And so you guys, really, I wanted to talk with you today with my experience as a young entrepreneur, on what you should be thinking about as you keep going out in the world. Just something as simple as that, and it kind of can lead into everything you just said.
Okay.
I just
cool.
want that clear connection to this 60-day thing.
Okay, so after the 60 days?
So you guys are, coming towards the end of your 60-day journey.
Oh, okay, yes, I
Yeah.
get it. Okay, coming to the end of your 60-day journey, your business is gonna go on after. Are you thinking about that? What are your plans?
Well,
for
as
it?
young entrepreneurs, as you keep developing your business outside the accelerator, I know what you guys are gonna go through,
Yeah.
and I want to just talk to you about that, and
Okay.
that'll lead into everything that you just said.
Can I also just
So then I
let
should stop talking after that? Or
Yeah,
should I
that's
keep
fine. If we
going?
could just get that insert, and then we can come
Okay.
up with. Let's just take each isolated point, and then we can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And a little bit more excitement, Hey,
Yeah, guys, hello. What energy here in the room?
I know, they're
Talking
all
to a
good.
fuck-
We're gonna get out of here in like a minute, okay?
Do you hear my stomach?
Yes, I just can tell. Alright.
Starvation time.
Okay, and McKenna, when you're ready.
Wait, how am I ending that though?
Oh, I would just be like, so I just wanted to talk to you, as a
Just
young
wanna talk,
entrepreneur.
as a young entrepreneur, and then I'll shut up. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. How do I start again?
Oh, I would say, hey, I know you guys are coming to the end
Okay,
of this
great,
60
got it.
days.
All right. Hey, I know you guys are coming to the end of your 60 days, and as a young entrepreneur, you've got a lot more business ahead of you, a lot more to go, and I've been there. I've been through a lot of business in my life, even though I'm quite young, and so it's exciting to see where you want to go. But let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of talk with you about, as a young entrepreneur, maybe some things that you guys go through. You can just start
Okay.
from that point. That you guys, probably faced already and will continue to face.
Okay. I want to talk to you guys about some problems and things in business, hardships that you faced or are going to face in your business
As young entrepreneurs.
as young entrepreneurs.
Very good. So you can kind of turn that thought into your own words.
So who's going to respond? She needs somebody to respond. to her.
I need to do that again.
Yeah,
Just so you
yeah.
can get that clean.
As
You guys, we're so excited
This
after the
just
60 days.
reinforces
What are you
the
doing
themes.
after 60 days? What question might you have for her?
As you young businesses, young entrepreneurs, I myself am a young entrepreneur, and I just wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about some of the things maybe you've already faced.
Or even
And
the
will continue to face
Okay.
as your businesses continue
I'm
to
so
grow.
sorry.
No, you're good.
Like, I'm so hungry. Get it right, McKenna. Okay.
You're doing good.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
you are all going to look back at this and go, I knew her when. Okay?
Yeah. So just as you guys, as young entrepreneurs, I know a lot that you guys have faced and will continue to face.
So what are you looking forward to at the end of the 60 days, maybe? What's coming up next?
That's fine. I just want to tie in this theme for this conversation because I think it is actually
Can
so
I just
important.
do that one
Yes.
word and
Yes.
then we do the next word?
Yes.
Okay.
So in your head, think entrepreneur.
As a young entrepreneur, you guys are facing problems that I face, and then you're going to face these problems even more after.
Yeah, that's...
And you'll continue to face these things. It's the reality of being a young entrepreneur.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. What's
It's because it's not her question. It's rephrase
So
it
the
for her.
question is you want to talk to them, so I would just say,
Can you just give me the first line to say and the last line to say, and then I've put the stuff in the middle. I just need
Yeah.
the start and the end.
okay, hey, I know you all are young entrepreneurs, and you've probably faced a lot of challenges as I know you've all faced a lot of challenges as young entrepreneurs,
Okay.
right?
Have any questions
That's the
about moving
question you
forward?
ask to the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As young entrepreneurs, I'm a young entrepreneur as well. We face a lot of problems, hardships. Business is. One more time.
No, because if it's not making sense, then it's not real.
Right?
I'm just.
Just go right.
At
What?
the end, you can just say right. I'm
Okay.
sure you guys have faced things as young entrepreneurs.
And then why don't one of you chime in with something you're facing?
And McKenna, you're doing
Yeah.
great. When I ran for
Exactly.
Congress, they did 110 takes before I got it right, and they were like, "You never."
Okay, so it's not a one-sided show. It's your show, guys. You need to speak up. You got camera time. Chime in here. Help her out. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we are. Thank
I'm
you.
just like, it's not fully natural.
Yeah, no, come on, B, this is your show. Come on, let's go.
As young entrepreneurs, we face a lot of hardships in business. What are the hard things going on in
So
business?
how do you deal with self-doubt, like when you're in business, when you're coming up with decisions, creativity, knowing what to put out and being confident in that idea?
That imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% can relate to that and feel that. I think one of the things for me is surrounding myself with really smart people, advisors, mentors. People will work for you for free. You know that? Mentors, if you talk, I mean, especially when you're young, you're like, hey, I have a business. Would you be open to talking to me for an hour, 30 minutes? Having a coach. And when I get serious self-doubt, I rely on my team. And I am a leader who doesn't think they know anything. I show up to my team and go, guys, I don't know who I am, what I'm doing here, why I'm in business. You guys tell me what we should be doing. Like, let me hear your unfiltered thoughts. Now, sometimes you're not able to do that, so I come in and go, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts? And I love to mastermind. I love to either get the ideas back to me, oh, that's what I was thinking, great, you kind of just reassured that, or you get a completely left field. But then at the end of the day, the only successful people are the risk takers. And when you take that big risk, whether you fail, that's the best lesson ever. I have failed more times than I can remember. I have lost over $300,000 in marketing that I will never see again, but I learned amazing lessons. I'm going to make 10 times that because now I know what not to do. And there's no better lesson than learning what not to do. That is, it's a hard lesson. But then when you get it right and you find you took that risk and you're like, wow, that paid off. And then you go, how can you duplicate that? But either with whether you get it right or whether you get it wrong, in that self-doubt, it's how you take it from there. And that's the part of where, okay, step off. Sometimes you just gotta do it. It's really uncomfortable. No one believes in you. You're down to the last money in the business. This is the last chance to do it. I have to figure out how to make it work. And as my mom always says, burn the boat. That plan B boat, don't have a plan B. Because if you have a plan B, plan A is not gonna work. It may, but it's not. Burn the boat and make it work. Make it happen and know that you're here for a reason. The last 4 in this contest, you're here for a reason. You know something. You have to remember that no one else is like you. No one else could have done what you do as well as you. And sometimes, oh, that's self-loathing. I have to remember to be confident. Be cocky in what you do. Know that you are here for a reason. Know that what you're doing is the right path for you, and you go, I'm gonna make it work. And when you have that kind of self-talk, no matter all the people are gonna tell you can't do it, and I love to look at myself in the mirror. This is an exercise I do, because man, I have imposter syndrome. I go up there and I pay for people's livelihood, and so do you guys. And that's hard sometimes when you're like, wow, I can't mess up this business. Like, I employ people. Like, this is serious shit going on. I have to look in the mirror and I have to go like, McKenna, you got this. You are amazing. I talk to her in the third person sometimes because I'm like,
you're doing affirmations.
Exactly. You gotta do it because
those are amazing and they work.
Yeah, they do work. But I love to do it in the mirror and say my name. Because at the end of the day, you gotta believe in yourself, because how is your team or anybody else supposed to believe in you and your business and your idea if you don't believe in you, your business, and your idea? So as a leader, it all starts with you. And I do believe your success in business will come out of how well you lead. It truly is the foundation of a successful company.
I love what you said about tying in people's lifestyles and how their lives function on a day-to-day. I came from an organization where I had 26 people that I worked with, and the leadership was just like, we need to get them to do this. And I was like, no, we need to allow them the space to be able to take care of their livelihoods and to take care of themselves, and then they'll, of course, invest back into you. So my curiosity is, how do you keep that culture going as you continue to add new people into the ecosystem of what culture you build?
That's a hard one. That definitely is. I do check-ins. That's a big one for my companies. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I could just go off and I'll keep going and you guys do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and we're gonna get this done, and it's gonna be amazing. But then like 3 quarters have gone by and you haven't talked to anybody on your team, and you haven't really connected with anybody, and you haven't taken a moment to realize, like, wait a second, we're people. AI is a thing right now and all the bots and stuff, but we aren't bots, we're not robots. And so I do check-ins, and as many people as there are, you would not be where you are, and your business will not be where you want it to go without the people who are there to support it. And so when you take the time, I know 10 people, I got an hour with 10, that's 10 hours in a week. I got business, I got work to do. What am I supposed to be doing? One of them quits. Where are you spending that 10 hours now? Picking up what they just quit, picking up their job, or other people are having to sacrifice. If you take the time, I do one each quarter. I do a yearly thing and then quarterly. And I go, hey, how's life? What's going on? Tell me. How's your kids doing? How's your boyfriend? How's your family? Like, tell me, because it definitely makes the hiring and firing process harder. But when people in your company feel heard, they feel seen, they feel important. The lowest person who answers support emails, who attends my live trainings, all they do is spotlight people. All they do is spotlight people on the Zoom call. And I go, hey, let's hop on a call. The leader, the top of the company. You're like, McKenna, why you waste your time with that? Because she's worked with me for 3 years.
Yeah, it's not
she
wasted.
loves me. She loves what we do. If I said, hey, I'm so sorry, you gotta work this weekend. We have a big event. She'd go, you know what, McKenna? Anything for you. Because at the end of the day, I love the company, I love what we do, but I also love working for you as a person. Because you reminded me that I'm not just a worker bee, that I am a person in this company, that I'm seen no matter the janitor to the CEO, top executive. We are all people at the end of the day, and we deserve to be seen and heard. And I will give my time to see and talk to each of them to remind them of that, because in return, the output is so much better than, I mean, it's golden. It really is the secret to having a great team.
Talk about your notion about GSD.
Yeah, I've been doing that lately, is that I would literally just have a conversation over the phone, because nowadays people are so used to just texting, emailing, it's so impersonal, and I find that when you receive that phone call and it's like, tell me what's going on, it also allows me to gauge how invested they are in the company, if they're still into it, if there's something, I always tell them like, I know you work with me. I always say you don't work for me, you work with me, right? And so like I want a line of communication to be transparent. Like let me know how you feel. Are you comfortable? Is there anything that makes you feel uncomfortable? Let me know. Because for me, it's easy for me to gauge if I need to think about hiring more people, if I need to fix certain things in the company to keep it running, because losing staff is such a hurdle every time, right? Like you said, like the time that you have to put into train people to replace the workload that they are doing when they're gone. So in order to avoid that, I think now I'm really checking with them literally every week.
Yeah.
A quick 5-minute conversation goes a long way. And if I need them to work extra when I'm gone, like right